Yo! Video games.
Really good.
Is it? That's single player as well.
Mm-hmm. You want to play it?
Sure. I'll check it out. In a far-off galaxy, an evil alien force named Bonzo is at work.
I have played Agane. It's good.
Evil tyrant Greedy has corrupted the planet leaders. Enslaved the populace. Ooh, nice art. Even the legendary hero is... Oh, shit. Desperate plea for help was made. Brrr.
You're never getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games on... Not on the online service. What's up, Wave?
Did they ever do a sequel to this game or anything?
Nope.
Answered by the hero's own son.
My son.
Cool. 1995. Oh shit! There's difficulty levels. Oh my god. Jump, grab, jump. Sounds good. Go. Oh, that's some Sonic-ass looking Sonic level thing there. What the fuck? Grab you, I'm gonna tickle you. Oh. Arms. He's got the power of arms. Ah. Okay, so grab that and oh. I like this is his power. It's not quite what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting my power's arms. Bruh. Then I headbutt him. Drew. Oh god. Go backwards. Oh god. Okay, that just throws you off. Cannot climb? It's not.
So you kind of do it by, like, jumping, and then, like, when you fling off, you jump onto the other one.
Oh my god.
So, like, use the two trees. Yeah, you can do that. Mega Man X that shit.
Yeah. Woo! Oh god. Okay. So they may freak me out. Oh, for God's sakes. Fucking. Oh, this music's getting crazy. Oh, for God's sakes, why are you aiming up, dude? Come on. This way. Ah. I see he aims upward. I don't know why. Come on. Ah! I don't think I can grab ledges.
No.
Shit. I want whatever that thing is. It seems good. Oh, I got it. Yes. Oh, it's a little gem. That's what I always wanted. That was definitely worth it. Ah!
Leeching.
We're going this.
You got a life?
Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh god. This music's a little chaotic, I'm not gonna lie. Like this part sounds good, but then when it's like giving like percussion or something, it's like like the Sega Genesis sound card is like flipping the fuck out.
Trying to do instruments the Genesis doesn't have.
Yeah. Ah! Gotta hope that's a checkpoint. Yes. Okay, good.
You can grab on those.
Oh, really? Fucking. Oh, there we go.
Now you can also
Whee!
swing yourself, yeah.
Holy shit, my arms. Definitely could have used you earlier. Okay, that's death. Oh, wait. Yeah. The fuck are you supposed to get that? Another side? Yeah.
This game looks like Knuckles Chaotix. They came out around the same time, and from the same, kind of the same devs, so you got shit all over you.
Oh god! Ah! Whoa!
You gotta use that to escape velocity.
Wait, there's a whole direction I see. Oh my god! Holy mother god. Oh god. Let's get the fuck off me. Holy crap. Oh god, just space! Oh my god, I'm in a bonus area!
3, 2, 1, go!
Go! This is about to get crazy! Oh my god.
You gotta get that shit.
There we go. Yeah!
You know, I honestly think, you know, if they were really gonna be charging $50 fucking for this shit, they should have given us Sega CD and 32X games as well.
I know, right?
Like, I really think they should have gone Saturn, personally, but, like, you know, for that kind of money, but, like, man, go hardcore. Give us, like, you know, give us Popful Mail and Lunar 1 and 2 and Sonic CD and...
Oh, Lunar 1 and 2 was on the Sonic CD?
Well, no, it was on...
I did not know that.
It was on Sega. It was on Sega CD. Yeah,
Sorry, the Sega CD, I mean.
Yeah. They're actually originally Sega CD games, and their stories are actually a little different on that one. There's actually a significant number of changes between them and the PlayStation version.
Really?
Which 32X games I want? Virtua Fighter, Space Harrier, Afterburner, Knuckles Chaotix, Colibri, Star Wars Arcade for the
online VF would be fucking sick, dude.
Hell
Like
yes.
the old school VF.
Oh god, yeah.
Super dope. I guess I'm supposed to kill you.
Wow, Calatin, I've never heard anyone make that joke on the stream before. Shit, you're a goddamn genius. Do you do stand-up?
How do I hurt you, sir?
Yeah, Afterburner and Space Harrier were on the 32X.
Oh, I think I just did it.
That's true, not getting Star Wars, but still, you know, we can still get it, like, you know, a half dozen other games.
Oh, there we go. What? Oh my god! Oh god! Next area, Dark Woods. Which one was that? Was that on the 32X? Was that Virtua Fighter 3 or 2?
1.
1? Wait, was it that? Wait, when did VF3 show up then? Or VF2 and VF3?
3 didn't show up till the Dreamcast.
And then 2 was the
2
Saturn?
2 was Saturn. There's also a Genesis version of VF2, which is very bizarre. It's like this weird 2D version. It's not terrible, but it ain't great either.
Huh. Oh god. Yeah, sometimes I forget. Yeah, Saturn comes after the Genesis, and then Dreamcast comes after that.
Yeah.
I'm not super savvy. Again, I was on, you know, I was just a Sony boy. And not by my fucking choice.
To
My
this
parents
day,
were like,
I wish I could travel to, like, you know, other timelines and go to the timeline where the head of the Sega of America found out about Nintendo's betrayal ton of Sony and literally set up a meeting to make the Sony PlayStation a Saturn system, or a Sega system.
probably would have saved. You probably would have saved the company.
Yeah, but Sega Japan said that this is a stupid meeting. Why would we work with Sony? Sony has never done anything in the video games. They have nothing to offer us.
Yeah. That's again the Japanese Eastern pride.
Yeah, Tom Kalinske from Sega was so fucking mad about it. He said it was the dumbest decision in the history of dumb decisions. He's like, I was so fucking jazzed that, like, he was able to, he found out about it, he talked to people, he organized it, and he actually was like, we're gonna have this fucking slam fucking dunk. We're gonna do, you know, who knows what, the interesting part would be, like, I don't know if it would have been called the Sega PlayStation or the Sony, you know, or the Saturn with Sony. Like, it's hard to say what they would have done. Like, part of me thinks that, I think what would have happened, honestly, is that it would have been called the Saturn. Because the PlayStation was already the name of a product with Nintendo. So maybe if the deal had gone through, they probably would have been like, well, we can either call it the Sega PlayStation, or you know, we could just team up and it'll be your system, but we'll still call it the Sega Saturn. Either way, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine now all the games that the PlayStation ended up getting would have then ended up coming to the Saturn or whatever that would have been.
Would have been, yeah.
Or at least potentially could have. Assuming the technology was
I
still
think technologically it
comparable.
probably mostly would have been a PlayStation.
I think so, yeah, those.
Like, I think the guts of it would have remained mostly just a PlayStation. It wouldn't really been any different.
Yeah.
I don't, like, because a lot of what the Saturn ended up becoming was a panic response to what Sony was doing with the PlayStation, so it probably internally, guts-wise, it would have been mostly a PlayStation. What would have happened, what's interesting about it is that it would have buried fucking Nintendo. Probably, like, Nintendo would have had a really rough go at the 64-bit era. Like, in Japan, it was PlayStation was dominant. Saturn was a distant but comfortable second, and the 64 was a fucking afterthought in Japan. So
Yeah.
the 64 would have been more of an afterthought in Japan, and it would have been really tough goings for Nintendo to make headway in North America with the N64, with the decisions they were making with that system. And if Sega and Sony had teamed up, I don't think Nintendo would have. That would not have changed anything of Nintendo's minds whatsoever. They are, they will always be stubborn assholes who have been successful in the past, so they refuse to ever see any moment where they, you know, their ideas might be wrong.
Right. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god.
But the Dreamcast would not have happened. The one thing that would be different if Sony teamed up with Sega, if that did happen, there would be a lot less Sony first-party games. Because you have to look at it that when Sony entered the market, they didn't have a first party. Oh, I think you can grab that tree and like hit the middle of it.
This one?
Yeah. Hit the top of it. I think you can. Yep.
Oh.
Because yeah, so Sony had to start building a library on the PlayStation. So you're looking at a system that may never have gotten. Well, there's a lot of dead PlayStation 1 first-party games, but like Gran Turismo may not have ever come to be if they did team up, because there would be very little reason for Sony to like, well, we already got Daytona and Sega Rally, why the fuck should we even bother? So Gran Turismo may not exist. I wouldn't say Crash and Spyro would not have existed. That's questionable, because they weren't technically ever Sony. They were just deals by Sony, so they may or may not have existed. Yeah, shit like Toomba, Omega Boost probably wouldn't have existed. Legend of Dragoon probably would not have existed. I know that makes sense.
We wouldn't have people constantly asking for that game to be remade.
You know, it's okay. I mean, it's better than Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh yeah, by a country mile. But that's also, I mean, Final Fantasy is a weird game, man.
Yeah.
It's a super fucking weird game. That was definitely that was a game where they definitely did some experimental shit that, at least in my opinion, really was just like, what? You only get experience from regular fights. Bosses don't drop experience. They only drop lots of AP. And it's like, what the fuck, huh?
Yeah, that was...
You get money.
That was Dragoon, right? Yeah. Dragoon was weird. My biggest disappointment with Dragoon
No, I was
was...
talking about Final Fantasy VIII, specifically.
Oh, 8, yeah. 8, Well, 8, it's funny because it has all those weird quirks, but then there's it's broken as shit with the draw junction system.
Yeah, it's once you realize how much you can abuse that system, and not to mention even the GFs themselves. Like you can go the whole game just summon dudes for no cost, and it just wastes everything.
And then they try to do that.
No, Legend of Dragoon is quite good.
Yeah. And then they try to do the thing at the end of 8 where they take away all your abilities and you have to earn them back. And it's like,
Yeah.
Well, the first boss is a joke because all you can do is attack and use items, that's it. So the first boss is this joke. Or actually, you don't even get items, you get nothing, you can just attack. But yeah, you get items back. And just make sure you draw Aura Stone. You draw, 99 Aura Stone.
Yep.
So you just you have infinite limit break. So, and then you proceed to beat everything else in the rest of that game.
Yep, Aura Stone was the best one. Yeah, it was such a weirdly balanced, weirdly written game. It's definitely out of the PlayStation games, the 7, 8, and 9, that was definitely my least favorite.
Oh yeah.
I will argue though, I will say I think 8 has some of the best music in any of the series. 8's soundtrack was fucking incredible.
It did, but I mean, I don't know. 9 soundtrack's pretty fucking god tier.
It is. There's something about 8's, man. It's just some of those battle themes that really gets me like, fuck, dude. God damn it. They're like just really fucking good. I do like 9's. I think I personally would
the
probably
man with a machine gun.
Oh fuck yeah, that. Yeah, so it's really the battle themes in 8 that are like, holy shit, so good.
Did you know they recently found out that the no, you are not Mario. You must not jump. You must
jump. Must not jump on his head. Grab him with your weird arms.
You must grab.
God damn it.
No, like there's a weird thing. Someone actually recently discovered that the weird loading thing in Street Fighter Alpha 2, that's actually a programming error. Like, if you fix a line of code, it actually doesn't load. You can actually fix Alpha 2 with the simple line of code.
Really?
And it becomes like a completely legitimate version of Alpha 2.
Unbelievable. Man, patches would have been a real great thing to have back in that day.
I was so hoping that Alpha 2 would have showed up on the Super NES Online. Even with the weird loading between matches, like, it'd still be Alpha 2 Online.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shocking that even the Anniversary Collection did not have that.
Nope. And it's all like the ones that
oh,
are
God damn it, dude.
the ones that are online are like the vanilla first run arcade versions. It's like the vanilla version of Alpha 3, and I think the vanilla version of Street Fighter Third Strike. I don't think we needed 4 fucking different versions of Street Fighter 2 online.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have to wonder. I know Max was, has been pushing for these guys to do like potentially the Marvel 2. I don't know. I think part of me is honestly a little nervous that they would be able to pull off a decent like port of Marvel 2 just based on the track record, especially of that Street Fighter collection, because it really is not it's got some nice bells and whistles to it, but in terms of its actual execution, some stuff seems pretty not great.
Be nice if anyone
I don't
did
know.
that, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe they'd be the only ones capable of doing this at all, but I just hope that if they do end up, getting the ability to do Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and bring that back or whatever, I hope they manage to really, truly make it a definitive version, and that it isn't like another case of like an Anniversary Collection or some other things. I think they've done some other ports as well, and they've also had similar sort of like problems to them.
Ristar went to the one place that hadn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Just spurs! This is some crazy looking.
Someone tweeted me
here.
Shit we already knew.
Oh god. I can swim.
A bunch of different writers are writing Star Ocean 6.
Really?
Yeah, and some of them don't work for Tri-Ace. You have Yoshiharu Gotanda from Tri-Ace. He's like the head of Tri-Ace. He's on Scenario, and 2 other guys who work for 2 other different companies are doing Scenario for it. Music is, once again, Motoi Sakuruba, which I can tell instantly. And
Right.
Akiman from Street Fighter is doing the character designs.
Well, maybe they're trying to make the story not suck.
You know, you'd hope so after, like, the last couple. Holy God.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play after I got to the twist in part 3, and I was just like, done with this franchise.
To be honest, I don't think I even got to the twist of part 3, so, like, but I've heard about it, and yeah, that's pretty stupid.
I like
Pretty fucking stupid.
Done with this franchise.
Yeah, I'd still say that out of all the ones I played, Star Ocean 2 is still the best one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even that one's not like perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
I think what makes 2 so impressive is the sheer amount of shit that you can fucking do in that game. Like it is, like there's like mind-bogglingly insane amount of like not just size stuff, but like cooking, pickpocketing. Like you can pickpocket fucking every NPC in the game, and they all have like different unique items. Like it's insane.
Up the ass.
I remember there's that one insanely fucking rare sword you can make called the Eternal Sword, and you get it by like you have to win second place in the tournament and win the sword there, which is like it's a pretty shit sword, honestly. But you take that, you have to then craft like something in it to make what's called the negative sword, and it's really hard to do. Like even at max like blacksmithing, like it's like a 1 in like 1 out of 30 chance of getting it. And then from there you gotta do another thing to add to that to make it into the Eternal Sword, and again that's like a 1 in 50 chance of getting it even at max level. But it's so fucking busted, especially early on. It's like every time you smack enemies with it, it creates these stars that shoot out, and every one of the stars does like additional damage. So you'll just start smacking the enemy again and again, and just like it's creating like just all these damage bits that are just keep hitting the enemy, and it's like fuck. There's so many cool secret shit though, like that in Star Ocean.
Yeah.
And then, the return, like you could actually go back to because like the world that you start in, right, gets like destroyed before you go into disc 2. But you can then go back to that world like in like a dream sequence, but the world itself is like, it's almost like the world didn't explode. So things have changed and people have changed, and there's a whole like boatload of new side quests. God damn, dude. That game was like, I think the story itself was interesting. It's super basic at times, and the beginning is really rough. Like the beginning of that game is so fucking slow. But the actual
I don't know. See, my memories are clouded because it was back when I was on like, I discovered RPGs and I'm on this RPG kick and I'm gonna fucking play them all. So
trust me, man. Like the beginning of that game, you're gonna be like, oh my god, this game needs to fucking go already. Like, because I remember the beginnings of that game. So I've played through that game a lot, and I remember that beginning pretty fucking well. And like, there's right at the start, even if you play as Claude or whatever, you have to go through a whole section where like Rena thinks you're the chosen one, and then she invites you to dinner. She's made all this food, and it's like you just gotta get shown around the village, and it's like it takes you probably a good solid hour before you get out of the fucking village and start like actually like doing shit. But that I remember that part dragged. But it's good, and I like the insane like I remember in order to get like at least on Claude's route, because I usually always played as Claude, in order to get like the most characters in your route, you had to be an asshole to Askin, and I always felt really bad about that.
Yeah.
It was like where Aston is like you basically he gets cursed with those 2 dragon heads, and you have to basically be like, well, what the fuck, dude? It was all your fault, even though you're over there like distracting him. And then he like freaks out at you. He's like, what did you say? What did you fucking say? But then if you do that, you manage to get Opera and Ernest, and a few other characters that you wouldn't normally get.
Yeah, you never know if that's just kind of like meant to be a troll, or is that just the localization just missing a
I don't
beat
know.
here, you know?
Yeah, I always hate that in games though, where like the some of the best characters get locked behind like shit like that. Like the same thing happens in Chrono Cross. Like, how do you give Glenn the best character in the game with he's got dual text and shit? He's like one of the few characters that has it. You gotta let Kid die. You just gotta be like, yeah, fuck Kid. Nah, I don't feel like saving her. She's been an asshole to me. Screw you.
She lives anyways.
She does. It doesn't even matter. You don't even have to go get the antidote. She just lives. She's like, yep, I'm all better now. Yes, we can. And then you can even then you can still choose to not go on an adventure with her. She's like she's not sore about you leaving her to die.
I mean, it seemed pretty hopeless.
True. But I mean, come on, we're fucking the chosen one. We're Chrono Trigger or whatever. Whatever the hell that fucking game story was about. Did you want a serious mindfuck? Like, I could, like, this is the thing I have with Chrono Cross. As much as I love it, you try to sit and think about what is the story of that game. Oh, dude, you're gonna blank out because it's like so much of that game is just some dumb and named horse shit.
Honestly,
that is like,
it's the easiest way to say it is like it's tying up a loose end from Chrono Trigger, which is what the hell happened to Shala. And it's all about that. But then like it gets way more involved than that. But like at the end of the day, it's mostly just about trying to find what happened to Shala. And
yeah,
and then
but the unfortunate thing is so much horse shit's thrown in the middle of that.
Yeah, and then you get this other thing where it's like, okay, well, what about all the negative repercussions of Chrono and them fucking around with the timeline and fate and all that shit? And that's where I think it kind of loses me a bit, where I'm just like, why did that even need to be a thing? Like,
yeah, I agree. I think it was a very weird choice. Kind of shit all over what Trigger was.
Yeah.
But I think what also just sort of like there's some really like I actually sat and watched a video where someone tried to explain the lore of that game, like, and it is truly a mind-numbing experience. You're just like, what the fuck is it fucking talking about? What? It's like like Surge gets attacked by a panther, so then he gets brought to this ancient city where he gets assimilated with this AI technology, and his father turns into a lynx and also absorbs the power of fate and his ability to control the time fucking flow. And in order for him to get back into the computer where fate is to get its powers, he has to become Surge, who is the Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And because of that AI that is basically assimilated with him. So that's why the whole reason why he tries to get Surge's body is for that reason. And by the way, yes, Lynx was Surge's dad at one point.
Yeah.
Which they barely like talk about. And then the fucking reptites were the ancient dragon things. And
they're the reptiles from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, those are the reptiles. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Yeah,
and that's why they top 10 anime betray you.
Yeah, exactly. And fucking the frozen flame is a piece of Lavos, I think. And I always remember at the end too, like the frozen flame doesn't really end up being much of anything. It's kind of like a red herring the whole time.
Yeah.
But when you actually like get to it, it's like it didn't really matter.
And then the ending's very fucking weird and meta as well. Where like you release Shala, but like she basically you know she goes on to where you don't know where she goes kind of thing, right? But it's like they imply that maybe she went to our world.
Yes, that always confused the fuck out of me when you see like in the credits like pictures of this blonde girl in like our world, and I'm like, are they like, is that just like someone on their team, or are they actually telling me that that's where she went? I was always very confused by that.
They were basically saying there was some like esoteric or like trippy meaning Kato had with it about like, you know, I forget the logistics. I have to like go back and look at it, but it's all just I don't know. Like there was a funny antidote where I forget who from Sonic Team said one of the reasons he really liked Knights was he said Knights is probably the only video game character you can actually truly meet, because the character of Knights is supposed to be he exists only in the dream world. So it's like he's like, yeah,
right.
he's like he's just a figment of imagination. So it's like you could meet Knights for real in your dreams. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. He wasn't being serious with it, but it was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And I don't know, like the Shala thing was like weird, where it was like, you know, you could maybe meet Shala. I mean, she might be out there in your world. You know, you might meet her someday. And I'm like, what the fuck ever?
what the fuck are you talking about?
That's right, she exists, she's real, she could be your true waifu, who knows?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it almost gets into a little weird of a creepy sort of, like, if you ever saw what, was it Toriyama, or... It was one, yes, I know, low battery. One of the director of Phantasy 13, how he was so enamored with lightning. And, like, she was his inspiration, his muse, and, oh my god, if you actually dig up the quotes, they're creepy, man. He is, it is weird, man. Like, it's got this weird, almost, I don't want to say Frankenstein quality, but like this, like these people fell in love with their creation. Like,
yeah, I always found that really odd when like a creator actually becomes like literally like in love with like their fake OC they made up, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, it's like one thing to be proud of the work, or even like a character that you put together and being like, guys, they're really cool, I think they're awesome, and you know, loving the storyline or whatever you set up for them. But this is another thing entirely when you're like, I want to fuck that OC. I want them to show up in real life, and I want to comb their hair and fucking go on a date, go steady with them. You're like, like, wow, okay. I mean, you do you, man. Just, you know, I'd like to imagine the working team that he was with, like what would you even say to that? Like, what would you even say to like your boss is like, dude, I want to fuck Lightning, man. Dude, Lightning, God, Lightning's so hot. You mind really just, I want her ass to look just perfect in those shorts. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Good shit right there.
And it's weird when you think about the fact that like hundreds of people had to work on Phantasy 13, and then every time the director speaks about the game, he has some weird, creepy, you know,
you're like,
thing to say about Lightning. You gotta sit there like you wonder what you do with your life, but they probably don't think that hard about it in Japan, because you gotta remember there's a whole giant industry for hentai. And
yeah,
I've always had to wonder, like,
it seems weirdly normalized over there.
Wonder what goes through the head of the fucking artist who has to work on that? Can you just imagine? Like, I've always said, like, imagine the guy going home, you know, because he's worked a long crushing shift. He had to crunch really hard to meet the release date. And you're like, hey, honey, how was work? It was fine. Well, what'd you do today? I drew dicks. I just drew all the in-betweener for the guy, you know, the in-betweener for the male character, or the alien with the tentacles. Like, 12 hours, I just sat there drawing a penis. All day. Just all day.
I'm sure they love drawing dicks. There's only so many dicks you can draw before it just starts to get kind of old.
Yeah, I don't know if it's demoralizing or if it's like sterilizing. Like,
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I imagine to a fair extent, at least from a lot of the artists I've seen, I mean, they usually have relatively high libidos. It's just kind of like, I don't know, like, it kind of never gets old, right? Right. That's at least kind of the way I see it. So I think a lot of the times
the guy high up the artist, the artist at the top of the pyramid, he's the one who gets to draw the boobies all day.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
I get to draw the tits. You get to stuck with the dicks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The grunts. You gotta draw the ugly bastard. Aw. Yep.
You gotta draw the weird giant tentacle penises.
Yep, like this.
Ah, come on.
This is the corporate ladder.
What? It's all right. Keep working here, and you too will one day be able to draw the tits. But until then, you gotta work your way up. Up the social ladder.
Yeah, that's got to be the weirdest corporate ladder.
But I also think that, you know, I think it's a point where like how normalized like sex and even just like some weird things that like for us would be like, okay, this is way outside the social norm. Like that whole thing during the fucking Sega press conference for Phantasy Star Online when that guy was like, ah, yes. I love tan lines.
I love her tan lines. I love to imagine what's underneath them.
And there's a girl right next to him, like this little like Japanese model or stock host or something. She's like, oh yes, yeah. Like I'm like, what? Why are you just nodding your head to that? Did you hear what he said? What? Huh? And she's like, oh, I'm so used to it at this point. I guess.
Because that makes it okay.
Yeah, sure. It's like, oh my god. Oh, I can actually swim faster. I didn't realize that. But yeah, it's like just different cultures, I guess. But it's so like, when you see that shit, it is jarring.
This job must have responsible. I don't think the censor guy works that hard because like they're doing digital mosaic shit, and as someone who edits, like if your job was just to censor like with a big blurry mosaic over shit, it's like it's not that difficult.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. This one's in a horrible place. I gotta like, how the fuck do I get over there without getting nailed by these guys? Oh, no. I just gotta wait till he makes 3 and then he doesn't make any more. I got it. Oh, god damn it. Does it? Oh, okay. Thank god. Give me a checkpoint here.
I think they die if you kill that thing. So you just gotta
it's like I'm trying to get up to this thing. Oh my god, please.
I just killed them first, I guess.
And the problem is he keeps making them, and then if I end up actually if I kill these guys, he drops them on my head.
Yeah, do it now.
Oh yeah. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. There we go. Whoosh. Oh, this area sucks, dude. So it's just like, okay, get to this area, kill the enemies.
You got a weird amount of iframes when you bounce off of them.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Really? I swear to god, there better be some shit in there. Okay.
Troll in the dungeon.
Okay. I didn't realize I could swim fast. That makes getting through this part a lot easier.
Hey, at least they didn't put Green Dog on this.
Green Dog?
Have you ever heard of Green Dog?
I don't think so.
The beach surfer dude. It's a shitty ass early era Genesis game.
Green Dog.
Green
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of classic like Sega games that I wish I experienced, honestly. Like I really do. Like I wanted to be a part of like Nintendo and Sega stuff. Like I wanted those systems. I wanted to, like, I thought those games were super dope. Like I have no loyalty to any fucking console, all right? But it was very much my parents were, you know, I mean, I got the consoles because of my parents.
Well, especially when you get older, then you really don't have any loyalty.
Yeah. But as a, you know, even as a kid though, like that was all I would have gladly bought or gotten the other systems, but my parents were like, you can have one system. If it's an upgrade, like you got the PS1 and then the PS2 came out, I'll get that because that replaces my old one. But otherwise, I can't have any more than one console because they knew I'd play the shit out of it, and they wanted me to focus on my schoolwork. Boss Arena, Boss Hat.
I was like, I almost misread that as "oh shat" attack.
Oh shit. This game's pretty cool though. It is. It's a very pretty game.
Yeah, it's very colorful.
Yeah, got some really interesting little biomes too. Uh-oh. One escaped. Gonna grab this fucking hammerhead shark by the head. Bonk.
I mean, considering how late it is, it's fascinating to see how much better at graphics and color and everything, you know, they got with the Genesis by this point versus like, because this shit almost looks as good as the first Rayman game.
It does.
On a Genesis.
Shit. Probably gonna grab him when he's staying right there.
And some of the early Genesis shit looks like crap. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounded like crap too. I think.
Here we go.
I was gonna say maybe those corks have something to do with something. I don't remember what. I guess. Yeah, he bounces in them when you hit him.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna drain his water. Oh, so that's actually kind of unique. That's kind of clever. It makes it harder though because the ones falling from the top are going to be coming faster. Yep. So the room for actual margin of error here is smaller. It's clever. Fuck.
Just like that.
Just like that.
You gotta grab him.
Right there?
Yeah.
Is he actually?
Anytime he's in, yeah. Oh shit.
Like that right there. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, you fuck. Fuck you. I'm gonna plant me a dumbass tree. Whoop. Away!
Spice.
Is it even worth the extra money? Lucky score, I would say at this point, probably not. I do think that if you have people that have a good connection, like, you know, Simmons, myself, and RetroZade, we all pretty decent connections, so it was all pretty good. Like, it's fun. Actually, I'd say Winback was definitely the surprise one tonight.
Winback was the big surprise of the night.
And there's some other good ones here, but you definitely probably, if you're like, I don't know, man, like if it still seems pretty steep for you, because it is, the price is steep. I think once more games start coming out for this, it will, then it'll become worth it.
I really hope, and I don't know if they will, but I really hope some patches are done. Because they can do patches, they can update the simulator.
I hope so too, man.
Like, Ocarina runs like
do that
shit.
Yeah, I think they did do some patches for like the SNES stuff, I think. I hope.
Maybe.
I thought I remembered them coming out with patches.
All it can really, yeah, I mean, Ocarina runs the worst right now.
Yeah, that's inexcusable for just how like much of a classic game that is. I see. That's cute. I see what it's doing. So, yeah. Just sit here and wait. Okay, there we go. Ow! Yeah, it makes me think, oh my god, dude, the Majora's Mask one is probably gonna run like fucking ass, too.
I hope the fact that it didn't launch with it is maybe giving them some pause. You know, and some. Oh shit! Maybe we shouldn't share this works.
I hope so. Here, you want to switch out? I want to switch out with you. Let you play some Ristar for a bit. So I gotta. There we go. Yeah, this game's actually got a lot of personality. I'm surprised it only had one game.
Yep.
Did it sell well, or?
Nope.
I guess probably not.
So it came out in '95 in North America, or I think both really. So like, this was like Saturn was like already out.
That's pretty late. Yeah, that's pretty late to the Genesis.
Damn it.
It was a Genesis exclusive, like it didn't come out on the Saturn as well.
Came up. There was a Game Gear version, but it's more or less a oh fuck. The Game Gear version is basically this, like a version of this for Game Gear.
Did you actually have a Game Gear?
Nope. Never did. Always kind of
remember
wanted one, but
I remember there was a kid in my class, I think in elementary school, who had a Game Gear, and I was like, "Fuck, this is so sick! Look at the color."
I remember the rich kids having Game Gears, and I would always.
Yeah.
There was one time I remember there was a kid, full. There were like full grade level or 2 grade levels above me, and I remember like. Like if they had a Game Gear out and they were sitting there playing it during their recess, I remember one time being like late getting back to my own class because I had to stop and look at this kid's Game Gear.
I know, right? Like looking at it now, it is a big, bulky, very tiny screen little device, but it was like back then, especially when people had just like regular Game Boys, that shit was like impressive.
I didn't ask to leave.
Seeing kids playing like fucking like console Sonic on that shit was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
The Sonic games were ass. Well, Sonic 2 was ass. I've heard Sonic 1's actually pretty damn good on Game Gear. Oh yeah, he has.
What's wrong with Sonic 2? It just played badly?
Oh my god. So like the big problem is that they design the levels as if you were playing it on a TV, but you lose a shit ton of horizontal space on the Game Gear screen. So
yeah.
it's too zoomed in, basically. So it's just fucking like leap of faiths galore. Cheap deaths and leap of faiths all over the place.
Yeah, that's been a problem with some of this other, like I remember there was another Sonic, I think Sonic 1 for like the Game Boy or something, had that same problem. Where it's like, it's just too zoomed in.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's dead.
Oh yeah, the Sega. I never saw anyone have a Sega Nomad, or a Genesis Nomad. I mean,
Really? Hold on.
oh, you about to school me? Let me see. Let's see. Impressed me, Simmons.
All right, Nico. Behold.
Let's see it.
The Genesis.
Wait for the stream to catch up.
The Genesis.
Wow. Wow. Oh.
Yep, so the dopest shit about this, not only did it have the 6 button, but it had an AV out for your TV, so you could actually plug this into your TV. And it had a Genesis controller port for player 2.
Wow.
So you could play 2-player.
I remember hearing about this, and the specs and the actual like design of this was actually really impressive. It sold terribly though, right?
They didn't make a lot. So I saw this at Toys R Us in like their little, electronics section. It was sitting, on this little glass thing, and I was like, I want that, because I always wanted it.
That's awesome, yeah. But like what, like recently or like?
I bought this in 1997.
Oh, okay, okay.
I saved up a fucking year's worth of allowance to buy my Nomad, because it was like $180 or $130 or $100-something.
The only issue was battery life and the LCD screen.
The LCD screen's actually not that bad. It ghosts like crazy, sure, but whatever.
Wow, cool. You were one of the rich kids, Simmons.
No, I wasn't. I had to save up a year. I couldn't spend my allowance on fucking anything.
Did you get some good play out of it?
Oh my god, you wouldn't believe. Because by the time I got it, most Toys R Us's were like heavily discounting all their Genesis games. So all the Genesis games were going into clearance. So
Oh, nice.
I didn't spend more than like $15 for any Genesis game. And they were like box copies, brand new, so I played the shit out of this. Me and this friend who lived across the street from me, like, we played the shit out of that Genesis. Actually, out of that Nomad.
That's cool.
So, it's actually a Nomad with a lot of like wear and tear on it. I would be very interested to see if there was any LCD screen replacement kits for it. I'd be very interested in paying someone to do that.
Is it pretty worn down at this point?
It's just used, like you can tell it's definitely had a lot of use.
Yeah, I met a couple of kids back in the day who had a Game Gear, and I was really impressed with that. But I never saw anyone who actually had a Genesis Nomad. So you're the first, Simmons. You are the first for me.
What's up, Arsonius? Yeah, I saved up a whole year, and then the next year I saved up. After I got that, I saved my money a whole other year so I could buy my N64.
Yeah, so, according to GamePro, listed Nomad as the 5th on his list of the top 10 worst-selling handhelds of all time. Criticizing its poor timing into the market, his inadequate advertising, and poor battery life. Yeah. But the ratings for the actual console itself were relatively high. And that's what I remember about it. I remember being like looking at it. It was almost like a Vita, right? Like the Vita today, where you're like, damn, dude, this is an impressive console. There's not that much support for it.
In some ways, it's kind of like a Switch too, because it docked to your TV. Well, so did the Vita.
Yeah,
I think, and so did the PSP. But it let you do 2 players off the one console. You could plug a second controller into that console.
That's pretty fucking ahead of its time. That's like that's something you don't even in current nowadays consoles. That's something you don't see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great little system. Couldn't do anything with a Sega CD or a Sega
32X, yeah.
But whatever.
I still have a huge library of games. Was there actually anything specifically for the Nomad that like was like made for that specifically, or was it always just just being able to play Genesis games?
There were no Nomad specific games.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
You also had, but then again, now I think about it, you had a Jaguar as well, right? So
No, my neighbor
and
did. We bought it.
no, okay, that's right.
We
yeah.
bought it for like $20 at EB.
Oh my god.
We bought it for like 20
They're
or
just
30
giving
bucks.
this thing away.
And then we went to like a mom and pop store and we bought a couple games and a multi-tap adapter and just played a lot of Jaguar.
I can't remember. Has Max gotten his again a Jaguar, a modded Jaguar or whatever?
He
that
did.
To be able to play.
We do. We actually have it. We actually do have a an EverDrive for Jaguar.
There's an attachment though, right? There's like, was it a CD as well? Was it like?
There is a Jaguar CD. I don't think the EverDrive emulates the CD. But I don't even know if there's any good games for the Jaguar CD.
There was a lot of just like.
There's not
like
a lot of
CD
games. Yeah, there's
like,
not a lot of games period for the Jaguar CD, and I don't know if any of them are actually any good. Maybe Cybermorph 2, maybe.
Yeah, there was we actually had this. I remember we talked about this before. It was a grand total of 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them's missed. Ooh.
It's probably the best game on there, honestly.
They have a Highlander game.
Yes, they do, and it's awful.
The Last of the Mechleods.
Do you know what
Iron Soldier 2's on there.
Okay, well, Iron Soldier 2 is probably the best game then. They were doing. They proposed
Primal Rage. They have Primal Rage on there.
on CD.
Yeah.
Man, I knew that thing was on everything, but shit. Fuck. There's definitely some lag. This
Get a little lag.
This is not 100% perfect emulation. It's way better than the N64, though.
Yeah, the Genesis is definitely got a better emulation overall.
I mean, it better. Every 5 seconds, there's a Genesis collection.
Yeah. That's a good point. God, there weren't even that many Jaguar games though to begin with.
No,
Only 50 of them.
50, something like that, yeah. There are some good games on the Jaguar, though. What the fuck?
What a weird ass controller that system had.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. There was an 8-button controller with like 6-button face and 2 shoulder buttons. Never found one, so I've never used it. Yeah, there's definitely some input latency on this.
I wonder if some of it could be just the online as well,
Maybe.
factoring into it a little bit.
Could be. I don't know. I heard Phantasy Star 4 is amazing.
Yeah, did you actually, is that a game you ever experienced,
Nope.
Simmons? That's just...
Nah.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even actually think about Phantasy Star originally. I've only ever really thought about or heard about the online games and the multiplayer games, not the OG. Oh yeah, I guess it was at some point an actual single-player RPG.
Yeah, 4 of them. They apparently tell a full, complete story.
That's cool.
But we only have part 4 on this collection. I'm thinking of like maybe someday going through the shit. What's up, Iggy and Nerissa? Thank you. Gift subs to B Pope, John Dust, Maxim Dudley, Rwing64, and Chris Ricky. Whee! Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe because Phantasy Star 1 is pretty notoriously pretty notoriously difficult. So I'm kind of thinking of like doing one of those, and they even have them officially. They have what do you call it? They have like, you know how 7 has those cheat versions where you can press a button to like do speed up, and there's like a button to like just refill your health. Like apparently they have that shit for like the Sega Ages versions. So I'm thinking of either grabbing one of those or just fuck it, emulating it.
Or like Legacy.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind
or at least just checking out like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see. I'd love to see check out the one on here. You know, like the single player of this one. I don't really know anything about the single player Phantasy Star games. I'm just curious. How long? I'll look up how long to beat. See how long that game is.
I don't think they're short. I think it also depends too if you're using like which versions, because if you're using the speed up features or the cheats or whatever.
A bit over 20 hours. Phantasy Star 2 seems to be one of the longest ones. Actually, yeah. That one's about like 30 hours, apparently. Oh, yeah, I see. So the original Phantasy Star 1 was a Sega Master System, and then 2, 3, and 4 were all Genesis.
Yeah. Apparently you can get a hack for Phantasy Star 1 that has a retranslation, because apparently 1 has a notoriously shoddy translation job.
Having a map readily available makes Phantasy Star much less frustrating. I see.
God in heaven. Yeah, the FM sound channel. I would love Turbo. I would love it if they threw Turbo graphics onto this Switch Online. Play some Lords of Thunder.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bro, cheap. Instead of AJ. Bruh.
Tough, dude. I will say the bosses in these games are no slouches, actually.
Fucking A. Goes to the left or right. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of a guess. How bad do the games run on the Switch? They run... only some games run really badly. Like Ocarina of Time runs rough. Some of the N64 games are not the best, but they're definitely not awful. And then being able to play online is pretty great. But again, you gotta have a good connection, all right? I think the Genesis overall has run a lot better, though. Even Simmons, he's saying he's noticing a bit of lag in this game. It could just be the online as well, causing that to happen. But overall, it's hard to say that this is a deal, though. All right, like right now, this is a steep asking price. The main reason that we did this is because we fucking do this dumb shit for a living. So, and also just being able to play with friends and stuff online is fun. But oh, he's all so sad. But in terms of like, is it worth getting now? Probably not. I think it could be though. I think there's a point where if they've added enough good games and they run well enough online, this $50 can end up actually being a pretty decent deal. But for what they have right now, I would say probably not.
I think the real question is, do you have enough friends that you know have good wired Switch connections that you can play with? Because if the answer to that is no, maybe not. Probably not. Like if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna play the game single player mostly, well, you're really not getting your money's worth for the N64. Speaking of Raymond, Jesus.
Yeah, really. What in the... Just tank it. Yeah, actually, BB Boy, that went back online was definitely the surprise of tonight. That was actually quite fun. I could actually see that being a YoVG game as well. I don't know. It seems like one of those kind of games that you guys would all probably enjoy playing together.
It's some fun, dank fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that could definitely use a right joystick, but it kind of makes up for it with a lot of how it handles the shooting, and it's like auto lock and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that, I mean, the fact that they don't offer this this upgraded package in anything less than a year commitment is already an indication that like they were pretty certain that people would probably try this out for like a month and then just like cancel their subscriptions. They're like, no, you're stuck with this for a year.
That's true. That's probably why they made you do a whole year.
Yeah. And all the other plans, I mean, like the original normal plan, you can just do that by a month if you want to. This one, nope, you gotta commit to a full year, bitch.
You do.
Yeah, I hope they don't take like insanely, stupidly long to release new content for this, though.
Be okay if it means they're fixing this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that, absolutely. I mean, if what we get instead is like patches that fixes like the emulation stuff, that's fucking great. But I hope it's not like we're like literally like it's been 8 months and we've had absolutely no updates and no new games and you know.
I want fucking. I want that fucking Mario Golf, man.
Oh, I know, right? Like the first Mario Golf, I don't remember that one too well, but that's one of the really good ones, right?
It's good.
It's good. Probably even better than the fucking new one we got.
I mean, it's definitely. Huh? I mean. I don't know, the new one's definitely, like, gotten better, thanks to the, you know, the updates and shit, but
yeah,
it also makes me feel like, did this game just release when it shouldn't have?
Potentially. I still think some of the courses from some of the older games, though, definitely hold up a bit better. I mean, the newer ones we've gotten are good, but, like, some of the other ones just feel like, in a lot of ways, like, just, like, kind of like palette swaps. Without a lot of thought put into them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, God, remember the, it was like almost like the Bowser level or something? How awful that fucking course looked.
Yeah.
The textures, it's like, what the fuck,
God.
dude?
Yeah, there was
a PS2 textures in there.
Yeah, there was some pretty pathetic looking. I don't know. I kept harping on it, but it was bad.
It was. I mean, it was not unnoticeable. Okay, like you saw a lot of that shit. Like in that whole level, it was like that weird like pink rock shit or something, and it looked rough, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. No one really knows. But did they bump up the price because of the Sega games? Was it because of the Animal Crossing DLC that some people probably won't even make use of? There's no way to really know, but it's definitely a giant jump. It almost feels like to me like they're pricing it based off of the games that they're going to bring, but that actually aren't there yet. Like maybe this would be actually a pretty good deal if we ended up really having 50 Genesis games or 52 Genesis games and 38 N64 games. By the end of it, $50, it's not too, it's like, you know what? Okay, it's probably still a little steep, but it feels a lot more reasonable than this base, what we have, you know?
Yeah, if you think of the end game of it.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing.
But it also depends on how long it takes to get to that end game.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that mean I'm going to be spending this, you know, after 1 year, 2
years,
you know, 3? Yeah. I mean, I think by the end of 2023, the Switch is going to be fucking dead.
Yeah.
I have to imagine though that Nintendo's probably gonna try to plan to keep whatever online system they got going for their next system. Kind of like how Sony and Microsoft are right now.
Yeah, I don't imagine that's that this system that they have in place is going to change. I don't see them dropping this like they did like the I guess the WiiWare shit.
Yeah.
Like I think this is gonna be probably how they handle most of their old games for the time being.
Fire Emblem.
Bonk. Bonk. It's kind of a weird boss. I was thinking like, I guess this is a good thing it's not like a conveyor belt on the floor that forces you to like have to move and dodge these things, but otherwise, I mean, this thing's never gonna hit you.
Oh, come on. That's bullshit.
Die, you dumb bird. He just pieces out.
And he's done.
Whoa!
God damn it.
What are you trying to do? Get a secret or something?
Yeah, you get a hide bonus for... fuck it.
Good enough.
Dance.
Oh, now this is a fucking Rayman level. Good God. It's almost exactly like that fucking big band level or whatever it was. Run on keys and
Yep.
instrumentals. Oh my God, this poor fucking sound card. Jesus Christ. It sucks because I bet the music's actually pretty good. It just feels so compromised on this system.
Compromise is a very good way of putting it, I think.
But like, can you just imagine the composers for these games that are going to go on the Genesis? They're like, oh God, like I'm going to take this song that probably, when it's all not compressed and everything, probably sounds fucking great. But then they're like, all right, now I'm gonna stick on Genesis. Here's what it sounds like now. Brr, 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 brr. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
It's true, man. I honestly feel like, I mean, yes, obviously Streets of Rage 2, but it's like, I feel like most Genesis games like didn't get what the sound they wanted. Like some of them are, I don't know, like besides Sonic and Streets of Rage, name me games with the Genesis that had great soundtracks.
Not too many.